'cause I am strong and I am beautiful alone.
Hi, welcome back to Love Yourself, You Deserve It. Today I'm going to be talking about power, the power that you have, and choosing not to be a victim, not to play the victim card. I guess I'm going to just start by telling you guys a story. Something that happened to me the other day. The other day I posted online to a couple different groups of mine, kind of the same deal. I was just explaining that I was very grateful. It marked the end. It was the day of my cat's passing anniversary. I guess that's what you could call it. Anyways, I was just expressing my gratitude and all of that, simply because a lot has happened since my cat passed away. I dealt with that a lot on my own, and I proved to myself how strong I am, and that's really when I kind of took a step outside of myself for the first time and saw all of my potential, and I saw how strong and how great I really am, and I'm really, really grateful that that all took place. And I truly believe that it wouldn't have happened if my cat didn't pass away at the time. So it all happens for a reason, right? So anyways, I was explaining that on one of my Facebook pages, and someone that I don't know commented and said a whole bunch of not so great stuff, and they said that, well, you only lost a pet? That's nothing. I went through this, and this through my life. You know, I've almost died 3 times, I was robbed, and they just kept going and going and going. And I honestly didn't read it all, because what good is that going to do me, right? And it was really clear to me that they were playing the victim. They were playing, you know, a victim, like, oh, I went through this, I went through that. And I'm not doubting that that person did go through that. I mean, I'm really not. But instead of being the average person and getting angry with that comment and with that person, and instead of replying back and saying, oh yeah, well, I went through this, you know, I didn't do any of that, because that's really silly, and it really wasn't going to help me out, or the other person, or anybody else for that matter. So what I did do was send love that way. Send love to that person and explain where I was coming from. And that's exactly what I did. I explained that, you know, I didn't say that it was the worst thing I went through. I wasn't complaining. I wasn't saying, look at me, my cat died, feel bad for me. I wasn't saying anything like that. I was saying that I'm very grateful that it happened at that time, because I learned a lot from it. And, you know, maybe to some people they think losing a pet isn't a big deal, but I mean, for me it was, and that's all that really matters. I had him for 15 years, and he was a great cat, and a lot of this, it doesn't necessarily even have to do with my cat, you know what I mean? Like, as much as I went through the regular grieving process, the things that I'm pulling from this have to do with me and my personal growth, and it was meant to happen at that time, you know? I'm very grateful for what happened, and I absolutely was not complaining or anything. So, you know, it's okay that other people can misunderstand things, and it's gonna happen, you know, so I don't have a problem with it. However, I just want to point out to you, to everyone out there, that you have a choice. You have a lot of choices, and it seems like in this life we don't have a lot of choices that we can make, but you have a lot of power, whether you realize it or not. You can choose to see something as a positive thing or a negative thing, and that happens with everything. You have control with everything. It would actually be really funny to see 2 people handed the same life situations and watch how they dealt with them, because I guarantee you they'll probably be different. And there's no right or wrong way to deal with things, but there's always a positive way and a negative way, and there's always a way, you know, one way that you deal with something that will, you know, benefit you and make you feel good, and then there's the other way that, you know, probably doesn't make you feel so good. So what are you going to choose? Oh, well, I'm going to choose to pick the one, you know, obviously that makes me feel good, and whatever's the best way for me to deal with something, and that's what I encourage all of you to do. There's no, you know, you don't have to look to anyone to point out the right way all the time, because you know, it's up to you. It's all up to you. So that's my message of the day: is you don't have to play the victim. You don't have to be, you know, coming from a place of lack. You know, you can choose to come from a place of fullness, and even if you don't feel completely full right away, you will. It's a practice, like I always say. And the thing is, I can understand this, and I'm sharing this with you because we need to send love to those people that are playing a victim and don't feel loved, because that's essentially what all of this gets back to. Is everything is either an act of love or a calling for love or a want for love. So obviously this person was wanting love, you know, they were probably not feeling love within them, and that's where it all starts. If you don't love yourself, you're going to have some issues come up, you know, and you're going to be threatened all the time by silly things like you just heard. So choose not to be the victim, you know, choose to love yourself and choose to be strong, because everything that you'll ever need is within you, and obviously you can get great things from other people, but a lot of it you always have within you, and you might not see it right away, but that's why you have events happen in your life for a reason at the perfect time to show you things. Just like with my cat passing, I've been shown so many amazing things, and I'm very grateful for it. So apply this to any situation that comes your way, you know. Are you going to see the glass is half empty or half full, or, you know, just small things. There's definitely a way to see things as positive, always. And sometimes it's hard to see a certain situation as being positive, but there is a way, and if you practice, it'll just get easier. It just gets easier along the way. So that's my message to you. Love yourself. Know that you have power, and that you have so much strength, and you have love within you, and you are love. You are lovable as you are right now, whether you're feeling crappy or good, you know. You're always lovable, and I invite you to believe that and to put that out into the world, and you'd be very surprised what you get back. So don't play the victim. There's no need for it. Everyone goes through stuff in their life. Everyone does, you know. It's not just you that goes through this, or goes through death, or goes through whatever, or getting fired, or breaking up with somebody, or whatever, you know, like, it happens to everybody. And we don't need to blame it on each other. We don't need to complain about it, because it doesn't help you at all. It doesn't help other people. But what does help you and what does help other people is just realizing your own potential and just owning your power, and, you know, not playing the victim. So that's my message. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.